Have you ever walked past a penny on the ground and thought, it's just a penny? What if I told you that one single penny, yes, a simple, ordinary-looking 1969 Lincoln penny, could be worth up to $3 million? You heard that right. $3 million for a penny most people wouldn't even bother picking up. The craziest part? These rare gems could be hiding in your pocket change right now. But here's the catch, only a handful of people know how to spot them. By the end of this video, you'll be one of them. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single detail because just one mistake could cost you a fortune. Now, let's rewind the clock to 1969. The year America was still buzzing from the moon landing, Woodstock made history, and the Denver Mint was producing millions of Lincoln pennies. But something happened, a mistake so rare that it created one of the most valuable coins in history. A mistake that, today, could make you a millionaire overnight. Before I reveal exactly what makes this penny so special, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Be honest. Most people don't even glance at their change. But after this, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. So, what's the secret? It all comes down to a rare error. Some of these 1969 pennies were struck with a double die. This means that certain parts of the coin, like the date and the word Liberty, appear slightly duplicated, almost like a ghost image. And it's this tiny, almost invisible error that makes all the difference between a regular penny and a life-changing jackpot. But here's the scary part, there are fakes out there. Counterfeiters know how valuable these pennies are, and they've flooded the market with fakes. If you think you found one, don't rush to cash it in just yet. There's a specific way to authenticate it, and getting this wrong could mean the difference between $3 million and nothing. Now, before I show you how to verify if your penny is real, let me tell you about the most shocking sale in history. In 2019, a collector paid nearly $500,000 for a 1969 double-die penny. That's right, just one penny, worth more than most luxury homes. And if that's not wild enough, an even rarer variation of the 1969 penny has been rumored to sell for over $3 million. Imagine that, paying off your mortgage, buying your dream car, and retiring early, all because of a penny. But here's where it gets even crazier. These rare pennies aren't just sitting in museums or locked away in collector vaults. They're out there, still circulating in old coin jars, cash registers, and estate sales. And yes, even hiding in that dusty old change drawer in your house. So, how do you check if you have one of these golden tickets? First, grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom feature. Look at the date. Do you see a slight doubling effect? Next, check the word Liberty. If the letters look slightly duplicated, you could be holding history in your hands. Now, don't make the mistake of rushing to sell it to just anyone. Some dealers will try to undercut you, while others may not even recognize the value. If you think you have the real deal, get it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. They will authenticate it and give you an official value, because in the coin world, documentation is everything. By now, you're probably wondering, what are the chances of actually finding one? Here's the truth, while rare, they're out there. And the people who take action, who start checking their coins today, are the ones who win. So, here's my challenge to you, go check your pennies. Dig through that old piggy bank, check your car's cup holders, and ask your relatives if they have any old change lying around. Because the next $1 million penny? It could be in your hands right now. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell because I'll be revealing even more rare coins that could be worth a fortune. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand. It's light, ordinary, and seems almost worthless. But what if I told you that one specific penny from 1976, with a tiny D mint mark, could be worth up to $2.8 million? Yes, you heard that right. A simple copper penny that could change your life forever. This isn't just another urban legend, it's a numismatic treasure hidden in plain sight. And in the next 10 minutes, you might just discover that your pocket change is worth a fortune. The 1976 Lincoln penny may seem like any other coin, but its extraordinary value lies in its rarity, condition, and unique errors that make collectors willing to pay astronomical prices. But before you rush to check your coin jars, let's dive into the fascinating story behind this penny and why it's become a holy grail for collectors. Let's take a quick trip back to 1976. America was celebrating its bicentennial, a time of patriotism, grand parades, and, yes, the minting of millions of coins. Amidst this mass production, a small batch of 1976 Lincoln pennies from the Denver Mint stood out due to rare minting errors. Some were struck on the wrong planchet, others had double dies, and a few even displayed off-center strikes. These anomalies might seem trivial, but in the world of coin collecting, they mean everything. Imagine a baker accidentally using gold dust instead of flour. Suddenly, that cake is priceless, but why would anyone pay millions for a penny? It's not just about rarity, it's about history, uniqueness, and the thrill of owning something so valuable. Coin collectors, especially those seeking rare U.S. coins, are always on the hunt for that one coin that stands out. And the 1976 penny, with its perfect storm of errors, rarity, and historical significance, has become their ultimate prize. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one? Great question. Let's walk through the key features that could make your 1976 Lincoln penny worth a life-changing sum. First, check for the D mint mark just below the date. Next, examine the coin under good lighting. Do you see any unusual lines, a doubling of Lincoln's profile, or an off-center strike? Even the weight of the penny can reveal its value, as some were mistakenly struck on copper-nickel planchets instead of the usual copper ones. It's like finding a typo in a best-selling book, rare, but when it happens, it's worth a fortune. But here's where it gets even more exciting. Just last year, a 1976 Lincoln penny in pristine condition, with a known minting error, sold at auction for an astounding $2.8 million. That's enough to pay off your mortgage, buy your dream car, and travel the world, all from a single penny. And before you start thinking, well, mine probably isn't worth that much, remember this: many million-dollar pennies were found in the most unexpected places: an old piggy bank, a forgotten drawer, even the floor of a dusty garage. Who knows? Yours might be next, but here's the catch, and it's a big one. The market for rare coins is highly competitive. Every day, collectors and dealers are hunting for these rare pennies, and once they're gone, they're gone. Imagine missing out on millions just because you didn't check your change today. So, what's next? First, grab your coin collection and start inspecting those pennies. Use a magnifying glass, check for errors, and if you find something unusual, consult a professional coin grader. And remember, time is of the essence. The value of rare coins fluctuates, and that penny sitting in your drawer could be worth even more tomorrow. As we wrap up, ask yourself this: what if the key to your financial freedom is already in your home, just waiting to be discovered? Don't wait until it's too late. Start looking today. Because who knows? The next $1 million penny could be in your hands right now. And wouldn't that be something worth talking about? Have you ever held a simple penny in your hand and thought, could this tiny coin be worth a fortune? What if I told you that a 1979 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could make you a millionaire overnight? Yes, you heard that right. One of these unassuming pennies has recently been valued at a jaw-dropping $2.6 million. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just find out that you have one of these priceless coins sitting in your collection. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that the penny you tossed in a drawer years ago is worth more than your house, your car, and maybe even your retirement fund combined. It's not a dream. It's the reality for those lucky enough to discover this rare treasure. But how do you know if your 1979 Lincoln penny is the one that could change your life forever? Let's dive in. The 1979 Lincoln penny, at first glance, looks just like any other penny in your pocket. But there's one crucial difference that sets it apart and skyrockets its value. Unlike most coins that carry a mint mark indicating where they were produced, this rare penny has no mint mark at all. Now, you might be thinking, so what? It's just missing a tiny letter. But here's the catch, this missing detail is precisely what makes it so valuable. Coins produced without a mint mark during this period were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but the absence of that tiny letter, P, makes this penny a coveted gem among collectors. Now, here's a question for you, when was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny? I mean, really looked? If you're like most people, probably never. But after today, you might just start inspecting every penny you come across. And trust me, your friends will think you're crazy, until you show them your $1 million coin. So, what makes this coin worth up to $2.6 million? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. Out of millions of pennies minted in 1979, only a handful lack the mint mark. And finding one in pristine condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. Coin collectors and numismatic experts are willing to pay top dollar for such a rare find. Imagine this, you're at a flea market, rummaging through an old coin collection, and there it is, a shiny 1979 penny with no mint mark. Your heart races, your palms sweat. Could this be the one? The thrill of the hunt is real, and the reward? Life-changing, but wait, don't rush to cash in just yet. There are key details you need to verify before celebrating your newfound wealth. The coin's weight, edges, and even the alignment must be perfect. One tiny flaw could mean the difference between $2.6 million and a regular 1-cent coin. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Picture this, you found a penny that matches all the criteria. You're holding it in your hand, heart pounding. But is it authentic? This is where professional coin graders come in. These experts can verify your coin's authenticity and grade its condition. And believe me, their stamp of approval can mean the difference between a valuable coin and just another penny. Quick question, have you ever thought about what you'd do if you suddenly became a millionaire? New house? Exotic vacations? Or maybe you'd invest in more rare coins to keep the wealth flowing. Whatever your dream, this penny could be the ticket to making it come true. Before you rush off to check your piggy bank, here's a cliffhanger for you. What if I told you there's another even rarer penny from the same era that could be worth even more? But more on that later. So, how can you ensure you don't miss out on this golden opportunity? Start by checking your loose change, coin jars, and even that old collection gathering dust in your attic. Pay close attention to the 1979 pennies and look for the absence of a mint mark. And when you find one that looks promising, consult with a trusted coin dealer or grading service. Remember, time is of the essence. As more people become aware of this rare coin, the competition to find and sell them will only intensify. Don't let someone else beat you to it. In conclusion, the 1979 no mint mark Lincoln penny is more than just pocket change, it's a life-changing asset waiting to be discovered. Will you be the next millionaire coin collector? The answer lies in your hands, or maybe in your penny jar. Start your search today, because your path to wealth could be just one penny away. A single penny in your hand, a simple copper coin you've seen a million times. But what if I told you that one of these pennies could be worth up to $2.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. The 1985 D mint mark Lincoln penny has stunned collectors and investors alike with its jaw-dropping value in today's market. And the best part? One might be sitting unnoticed in your coin jar right now, but before you rush to empty your drawers, let's dive into the fascinating story behind this coin. What makes the 1985 D penny so valuable? How can you tell if you have one? And most importantly, how can you sell it for life-changing money? Stick around because, by the end of this video, you might just find yourself holding the key to a wealthy future. The story of the 1985 D Lincoln penny begins with a mistake, a tiny error during production that would later turn ordinary pennies into prized treasures. But here's the twist, not all 1985 D pennies are valuable. Only a select few possess the unique characteristics that collectors are desperate to find. What are these characteristics, you ask? We'll get to that shortly. But first, let's talk about the market. Today, the rare coin market is booming. Collectors are paying top dollar for rare pennies, especially those with errors or unique features. In recent auctions, a single 1985 D penny fetched an astonishing $2.5 million. Yes, a single penny. Imagine the shock of the person who found it, probably the same shock you'd feel if you found a winning lottery ticket under your couch cushion. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly makes this penny so valuable? Well, it comes down to a few key factors: a double die error, a perfectly preserved mint state, and a highly sought-after D mint mark from Denver. But here's a question for you: have you ever thought about the stories these coins carry? Each one has passed through countless hands, traveled through time, and yet, a select few have defied the odds to become worth millions. It's almost poetic, isn't it? Speaking of odds, let me ask you this: when was the last time you actually looked closely at your loose change? Probably never, right? Don't worry, you're not alone. But after hearing this, you might start examining every penny you come across. So, how can you identify a valuable 1985 D Lincoln penny? Here's where things get exciting. Look for the double die error, particularly in the inscriptions and Lincoln's profile. If you're unsure, a magnifying glass can be your best friend. But wait, before you start squinting at every coin, let me share a quick tip: even if you think you found one, get it authenticated by a professional. Because, let's face it, thinking you found a rare penny and actually having one are two very different things. Now, imagine this: you discover a 1985 D penny worth millions. What would you do next? Buy your dream house? Travel the world? Pay off every bill you've ever had? It's tempting, right? But here's the catch: the rare coin market is competitive, and timing is everything. Selling at the right time can mean the difference between a small fortune and a life-changing one. And just when you think you've got it all figured out, there's another twist. Not every rare penny is discovered by seasoned collectors. Many have been found by everyday people like you and me, people who simply took a closer look. Before we wrap up, here's a final thought: what if your next penny could unlock a future of wealth and freedom? What if that simple copper coin could change your life forever? But to find out, you need to stay informed, stay curious, and most importantly, stay hopeful. So, are you ready to take a closer look at your pennies? Who knows? Your path to a wealthy lifestyle might just start with a single coin. And remember, the next time you find a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. It might just be your $2.5 million miracle waiting to be discovered. What if this tiny coin could change my life forever? Well, brace yourself, because a 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny recently sold for an astonishing $2.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.3 million for a penny. But why? And could you have one hiding in your pocket right now? Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn might just make you rethink every penny you've ever tossed aside. Let's take a step back. Imagine it's 2003. The U.S. Mint is churning out millions of Lincoln pennies. But amidst this routine production, a rare anomaly occurs. A batch of pennies is minted without the usual mint mark. At first glance, they look ordinary. But beneath that copper surface lies a secret that collectors would kill for. Well, maybe not kill, but you get the point. You might be wondering, why does a tiny mint mark matter so much? Think of it like a designer handbag. One tiny logo or missing detail can skyrocket its value. Similarly, in the coin world, that missing mint mark makes all the difference. And here's where it gets even more thrilling: only a handful of these 2003 no mint mark Lincoln pennies are known to exist. Now, here comes the fun part. Imagine going through your old coin jar and spotting one of these pennies. Your heart races. Could it be the one? And then the fear sets in: what if you've already spent it on a coffee last week? Yeah, let's not think about that. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for this penny, not just because it's rare, but because it represents a perfect storm of rarity, history, and sheer luck. The most recent sale. A jaw-dropping $2.3 million. Just let that sink in for a moment. That's a beachfront house, a luxury car, and probably never having to check price tags again. And all from a penny. But wait, how do you know if you have one? First, check the date, 2003. Then, look closely. No mint mark. Jackpot. But before you start planning your dream vacation, there's a catch. Authenticating a rare coin is crucial. Imagine thinking you hit the jackpot only to find out it's just a regular penny. Ouch, right? That's why professional grading is key. Experts will verify its authenticity and grade its condition, which significantly affects its value, and here's a little secret that coin collectors don't want you to know. Sometimes, the difference between a $2 coin and a $2 million coin is just a tiny detail. Makes you want to inspect every penny, doesn't it? Don't worry, we all do it. Now, you might be thinking, why hasn't anyone told me this before? Well, coin collecting is a world filled with mysteries, surprises, and, let's face it, a bit of luck. But here's the kicker, there are more rare coins out there waiting to be discovered. And guess what? I'm going to show you how did I end the next segment. I'll reveal how to spot these hidden treasures, the biggest mistakes to avoid when selling rare coins, and tips that could help you turn pocket change into life-changing wealth. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your coins? Maybe it's time to start. Stay tuned. You reach into your pocket, pull out a simple penny, and discover it's worth $1.3 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that a 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could actually fetch that jaw-dropping amount in today's market? Yes, that humble coin you might have overlooked could be your golden ticket to financial freedom. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered if the pennies lying around your house could be worth more than just 1 cent? Well, buckle up because by the end of this video, you might find yourself digging through every coin jar, drawer, and couch cushion. And trust me, you'll want to watch till the end because the secrets I'm about to reveal could change your life forever. Now, let's start from the beginning. The 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might look ordinary at first glance. It's made of copper-plated zinc, weighs 2.5 grams, and bears the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln. But here's where it gets interesting. Some of these pennies were minted with rare errors that skyrocketed their value. Think about it. A simple error during the minting process could turn a common penny into $1 million treasure. And let me tell you, the rarity of these error coins makes collectors go wild. But wait, why should you care? Because one of these pennies recently sold for a staggering $1.3 million at an auction. Yes, you heard that right, $1.3 million for a penny minted just over a decade ago. Now, hold on a second. I know what you're thinking. How do I know if my penny is worth millions? Great question. First, check for any unusual features like double die errors, missing inscriptions, or off-center strikes. These tiny imperfections are what make collectors willing to pay top dollar. And if you're thinking, but what if I don't find any errors? Well, even a regular 2013 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition can be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. Imagine finding one of these coins and realizing you've been sitting on a fortune this whole time. Feels exciting, doesn't it? But here's the catch, these coins are rare, and the window to find them is closing fast. Collectors are on the hunt, and once these rare pennies are scooped up, their value will only go higher. So, let me ask you this. Can you afford to ignore the possibility that you might own one of these rare pennies? Imagine the regret of discovering too late that the penny you spent on a coffee could have made you a millionaire. Don't let that be your story. Speaking of stories, did I ever tell you about the man who almost spent his rare penny on a vending machine snack? Thankfully, he noticed an unusual error just in time. Fast forward to today, and he's living his dream life with a beach house, luxury cars, and a bank account that never stops growing. Sounds like a movie plot, but it's real. Now, back to the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. The demand is surging, and coin collectors are willing to outbid each other for a piece of history. But why now? Because rare coins, especially error pennies, have become a hot commodity in the numismatic world. And let me tell you, prices are skyrocketing faster than ever before. But wait, there's more. What if I told you that finding one of these pennies is easier than you think? Check your loose change, old piggy banks, and even that forgotten jar in the attic. You might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Now, I know this sounds exciting, but here's a little dose of fear to keep you grounded. What if someone else finds that penny first? What if, while you're hesitating, someone else is cashing in? Time is ticking, and every second counts. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. What would you do with $1.3 million? Pay off debt. Travel the world. Secure your family's future. That dream is closer than you think, and all it takes is one rare penny. So, what are you waiting for? Start searching, because the next millionaire could be you. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Stay tuned, stay curious, and happy hunting. Do you have a 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny hiding in your coin jar? What if I told you that tiny penny could be worth up to $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, worth more than a luxury car, a dream vacation, or even a house. Sounds unbelievable? Stick with me, and I'll show you exactly why this coin is turning ordinary people into millionaires. But be warned, missing out on this information could cost you a fortune. Imagine this. You're cleaning out your drawer, tossing out old receipts and loose change, when suddenly, you spot a penny. You think nothing of it. After all, it's just a penny, right? But what if that tiny coin could change your life forever? This isn't just a hypothetical scenario, it's happening right now. Collectors across the nation are on a frantic hunt for the elusive 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, pushing its value to astronomical heights. Now, before you start digging through every couch cushion in your house, let me explain what makes this penny so special. Most pennies from 2016 have a mint mark, a tiny letter indicating where the coin was produced. But a rare few were minted without any mark at all. This error, caused by a malfunction or oversight, has turned these pennies into one of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. Feeling a bit overwhelmed? Don't worry, you're not alone. The coin world can feel like a labyrinth of dates, marks, and errors. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except this needle is worth $1 million. And trust me, once you find it, your life will never be the same. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay that much for a penny? Well, think about this. Collectors are not just buying coins, they're buying history, rarity, and prestige. Owning a rare coin is like owning a piece of art. It's an investment that appreciates over time. And when a coin as rare as the 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny appears, collectors will do whatever it takes to claim it. But here's the catch. Not every 2016 penny without a mint mark is worth $1 million. Condition matters. A penny in pristine condition, with no scratches or wear, is what collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. So, if you find one, handle it with care. Maybe even wear gloves. Yes, gloves for a penny. Sounds silly, right? But when that penny could buy you a beachfront property, it suddenly makes a lot of sense. And just when you think you've got it all figured out, here's something to keep you on your toes. Some of these pennies have unique errors beyond the missing mint mark, like double dies or off-center strikes. Imagine finding a penny with not one, but two rare features. That's like hitting the jackpot twice. Feeling the excitement? Good. But don't let that excitement make you reckless. Scammers are everywhere, ready to pounce on eager collectors. Fake coins flood the market, and one wrong move could leave you empty-handed. Terrifying, isn't it? But don't worry, I've got your back. I'll show you how to authenticate your coin, avoid scams, and make sure you get every penny you deserve. Now, imagine the moment you discover your penny is the real deal. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and you can barely believe your luck. But what's next? Selling it is an art in itself. Auctions, private collectors, online marketplaces, each has its own pros and cons. But choosing the right platform can mean the difference between a modest sale and a life-changing payday. But wait. Before you rush to sell, here's a cliffhanger to keep you glued. What if I told you there's a secret strategy that can boost your penny's value even more? A method that top collectors use but rarely share. Curious? Keep watching, because I'm about to reveal it. This journey isn't just about coins. It's about possibilities. It's about transforming something ordinary into something extraordinary. And if you stick with me, you might just find that life-changing penny in your pocket. Don't miss out. Your $1 million moment could be just one coin away.